Hey everyone, we're going to review the Champions League Player of the Week pack. We're doing it live on stream, going to get a little bit of chat interaction. As always, I'll put timestamps in the description for each player, so if you want to hear about a particular player, click in the description and there'll be a link to take you straight to them. So we're going to start with Uğurcan Çakır, Emir's favourite player. So, guys in chat, let me know what you think of this guy. He's a booster, got a face scan. What does the booster do? It makes him a bit better. That goalkeeper awareness needs to be made a bit better. This 84 is not brilliant. Catching and parrying aren't brilliant. Catching doesn't get improved with the booster either. So yeah, not looking too exciting to me. High punt on third saver captaincy. Got a few skills, no low punt. What version have we had with Çakır? We've had a couple of Showtime versions of him, which are obviously better than this one. Apart from that, he's pretty similar overall to his better highlight cards. I've got his original one from the very first Turkey pack, actually. It's pretty similar. But the stats get shuffled around from one to another. He's boosted mainly on his reflexes and his reach. I need my cursor, don't I? Where's my cursor? Hang a boot. Yeah, reflexes and reach boosted mainly. Has they added captaincy? According to eFootball Hub, but eFootball was been acting a bit funny. What's chat saying about this guy? Not a lot. They gave decent jumping. Yeah, it's not bad actually for a player of the week keeper, is it? It's normally about 65 or so. Fair. His distribution sucks actually. Yeah, he's not massive. The catching and parrying are dodgy, and that awareness, certainly when he's not on A-form, is not amazing. For a Champions League player of the week keeper, this guy's not too exciting to me. Reflexes and reach are good for sure, but those first three a bit iffy. Two of them do get improved on A-form, sure, but yeah, to me that doesn't look like the most exciting goalie. If you don't get to do the Turkish League challenge anymore, especially, then that to me is a bit of a dud. It's not a terrible keeper, just not really. You know, I think we've come to expect a little bit better from these Champions League packs. So yeah, you can do a job if you still get to do a Turkish League challenge. It'll be a solid goalkeeper option. But yeah, not the most amazing keeper. I think it's fair to say. Most mid card ever for a goalie that transferred for 36 million, says the Fenerbahce fan. Any more thoughts on this guy? Not really. Not awful for the lowest rated. True, yeah, for the lowest rated player in the pack, he's not awful. He's got that booster as well, that's fair. It's not a terrible keeper card, just, you know, the fact that he needs A-form to get up to 87 awareness is, and the catching and parrying. So yeah, he could be worse, especially for the lowest rated in the pack. But if you don't get, especially if you don't get that Turkish League challenge, I don't think it's going to be the most exciting card. What's his arm coverage? Yeah, that's a good question, Chapo. Cheers, dude. Hang on, I'll just check that in the background, because that is good information. I have a feeling it's okay. What is it? 170, yeah, so yeah, 170 is not brilliant. It's not terrible, it's not brilliant, and he's 6'2", so yeah, in terms of coverage overall, he's kind of meh. Yeah, it's kind of a meh keeper overall, to be honest. I would say if you get the Turkish League challenge, solid one to pick up, good option for you, but outside of that, yeah, just kind of an okay keeper, but there we are. Welcome in, Arnav. Don't know, not Mbappé yet. Welcome, Joe. Right, let's move on then. That covers that guy. Not bad for the worst in the pack, but yeah. Who's next? Igor Paixão, another booster. Let's boost him straight away. Boom. Got a face scan, hasn't he? Right, where's me notes on this fella? So we've had some Paixãos before. Pretty similar to his two more recent Player of the Week cards. It's fairly similar to his two highlight cards that he's had, to be honest. So it's looking fairly run of the mill in terms of his overall ability for a Paixão card. Before the A-form boost, he's lost a couple of points of attacking awareness and lost a couple of points off curl as well. Otherwise, the left column's been boosted fairly nicely. Well, it's been boosted a bit at least on most attributes, especially finishing. He's had a nice boost on his finishing. If you've got an 89 rate manager, when this guy's got A-form, he's going to have 90 finishing. That ain't bad for a winger. What else are we looking at? So they boosted his defending, of course. We've lost 7 points up his acceleration. Had a bit of a boost to his kicking power, his physical contact. That's about it, really. Skill-wise, we've lost Scissors, Feint, and Sombrero, two of the favourite skills for him to take away. Gained, it looks like double touch, long range curl, long range shooting. I think that's about it. So he's obviously scored a goal or two, hasn't he? That'll be why he's in. We've got a decent selection of skills for a winger, eh? Long range curl, long range shooting, first time shot. We've got through passing. Got a few on the ball. You've got the ball roll, double touch, flip flap, soul control. Nice. Heel trick. Good selection of skills. Looks pretty tidy, to be honest. This is another one of these wingers who's you can't pass the ball really to save his life. Through passing helps him, but he's really going to be about getting on the ball and getting shots away, isn't he? He's not that quick, He's not amazing on the ball. That tight possession is a bit iffy, but on the whole, I say he's got a reasonable pace. He is a little fella, this guy, 168. I got one of his Player of the Week cards on my Brazil account. He does feel pretty neat on the ball. He's nippy, he's nimble. So yeah, I think that's what you're looking at. He's not got crazy pace. He's not. This isn't a top card, but he's definitely got some qualities here. You get him on the ball, get some shots away. He could be pretty handy off that left wing. What's chat think of this guy? Didn't he play at final? Yeah, he did play at final. He's only just moved to Marseille in the summer. What are we thinking? Yeah, only one position. It's a bit of a shame he's only got left wing forward. I don't tend to use wide forwards on my main account, so it's a bit of a shame. It'd be nice if they gave him at least left midfield. It seems a bit harsh they've not given him left midfield. I know he's had at least one Player of the Week card where he played left midfield, so if he's played left midfield before and he played there well enough to get him Player of the Week, surely that means he's proficient enough at left midfield to be fully proficient. Do you not think? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I got him. He's limited. Should have better players in this position. Yeah, yeah. It depends what you look at, doesn't it? Right? Like on a winger, you probably want a little bit more pace. I would like a bit more tight possession. I'd like a bit more passing. So you can look at a few stats and say, yeah, I don't know. And then you can look at the fact he's only got one position as well. But the ball control and dribbling are good. Attacking race is decent. That finishing as well. I'm looking at that finishing. And the kicking power as well. Someone's meant, yeah, Daz just said the kicking power. The finishing and kicking power. Yes, his passing won't be brilliant. And, maybe he's like a little bit more pace or whatever. But when he comes inside, he gets into a position to get shots away. He could score some goals for you. He does have qualities, this guy. He might not be amazing in every area, but I think he could be a handy one. It's just a shame there's no French League challenge, isn't it? They've got to bring back match day so they can build squads from different leagues and stuff. What else are we saying in chat? Could be going for a Brazil squad for sure. Semi-proficient, in all those positions. He should have left midfield, I'm sure. Decent heading. No, he doesn't. Behave. If there was a French league, if there was a use for him, right? I mean, if you got a Brazil squad and when they do the Champions League events as well, you can use Marseille in those events. The old Player League from 3 years ago had multiple fully proficient positions. Did it? I don't remember that. Knowledge from Chapper. Wish Curl was up by 2. Yeah, you can get that 80 mark. That was a roaming flank and a better pace, really. Damn. Yeah, like I say, certainly two more recent ones, pretty similar overall, but they always shuffle the stats around. They're always a bit higher or lower on certain stats. Got his final, didn't like him. Really, I got his most recent final. I liked it actually on my Brazil account. Wasn't that a creative playmaker? I don't like that playing style out wide. I prefer a prolific winger on a wide forward. Even for Brazil national team, should have better free to play or not. Vinny Jr. would take his spot. Yeah, I think that's the thing with this guy. Like you say, a lot of people have had a Vinny card, especially since he was in the point store not that long ago. I think that the fact there's no league change, there aren't that many people who'd really have much reason to put him in their team. Form notwithstanding, because if he's on A form and none of the other wingers are in form, obviously it could be an option. But yeah, there's quite a few reasons why he might not appeal to a fair few people. But I do think there's a fair amount of quality with him. And like I say, he's on these cards. You look at the numbers, you might be thinking, okay, yeah. But that height, in my experience, he feels pretty nimble on the ball. He's pretty nippy. Decent physical strength for a guy of his size and his profile. I think there's enough qualities there. He could be a fun one. If you get this guy, you're not too sure, try him. You might well find you like him. There's certainly qualities. You get inside, you get into shooting positions. Could be a fun one. Could be decent. But yeah, there's a fair few negatives to him as well. So, anyways, that would do for him. Yeah, like I say, not gonna be for everyone, but some people could have some fun with this guy. Who we got next? We've got Trev. Right, Trevor Chalobah. I got his Club World Cup player of the week on one of my accounts, anyways. So Chalobah, very similar to his Club World Cup card. It's fairly similar overall to his 2 highlight cards. He's got more skills though, interestingly, as you'd expect from a player of the week card. Boost wise, bit of a lazy one. It's mainly pace and stamina, and we've lost 2 points off heading. They keep taking points away from heading on especially on centre backs. Why do they keep doing that? I started ranting a bit on that, I think, on the nominating contract review earlier. Yeah, so we've lost a couple of points I've had in. Apart from that, it's pace and stamina, really, bit of a lazy boost. And then skill-wise, his GP card has only got low lofted pass, man marking, interception, and sliding tackle. So we've got a bunch of new ones here. Blocker. Yeah, you got a good selection for a centre-back. Is that every defensive skill? Heading and aerial, and you've got man marking, interception, blocker, sliding, acrobat. Yeah, so that's a pretty complete set of skills for a centre-back, and then low lofted pass on top. Not got a booster, but he's I mean, that jumping sucks. Did I think he's a goalie or something? Yeah, he's quite tall, 6'3", but 73 jumping. He's not gonna have the best reach. Let me just check his vertical reach on eFootball Hub while you guys tell me what you think of him. Where's the Trevo? But yeah, so his jumping height before the game plan boost is 265.9. It goes up to 268.6. That's not great. He's not going to be brilliant in the air, this guy. So yeah, that's a bit of a downside here. He's got a face scan, build up centre back, only standard form, good skills. Yeah, pros and cons really. Aerially, he's going to be a bit dodgy. Apart from that though, the strength is good. Defensively, for the most part, pretty good. You could say the engagement's a little bit low. Reasonable pace, decent stamina. Obviously, that's what they boosted. Heading sucks a bit. Yeah, aerially, he's going to be pretty poor. What did he do to get him player of the week? I don't know. For me, that's just a solid centre back, and he's a bit iffy in the air. I think that for me just sums it up really. Yeah, we're doing a live review, and I'm going to put this one up later. I've been struggling for time to do the reviews properly, so I just figured I'd do at least one live on the stream. What we were saying about this guy? Not good, even if you're building a Chelsea team. That's a bit harsh. I think he's alright. I don't think he's amazing, but I think it's alright. Just rubbish in the air. Semi-proficient right back. Heading will let him down a lot. Yeah, I'm a Chelsea fan, so I wanted him. Ouch. It sucks when you don't get him. It's the same for me this week. It's the 1 week where there's finally a player that I want and they've taken selection contracts away. That's typical, isn't it? They didn't even score. It was an own goal. If you're not going to be good in the air, you need better defensives. That's a fair shout from Daz. Yeah. If you're going to be rubbish in the air, you've got to be pretty good elsewhere. I mean, he's solid defensively. The pace and everything else is kind of solid. But yeah, it's a fair point. You want to be at least, pretty damn good somewhere if you're going to be poor in some areas. So yeah, I think it's fair to say on the whole he's all right. I think definitely if the English League challenge pops up in any week and you've only got like 1 or 2 centre backs on form and this guy's one of them, I think it'd be fine for you just as long as your opponent's not cross fouling. But yeah, really there's a concern. And outside of that, there's nothing really that special. So good skills. I will give him that, certainly over his GP card. I do think he's very usable, but aerial is a bit of a weakness, and he's not amazing on the whole. So English League challenge could be a very solid option. But yeah, on the whole, not the most exciting centre back. I think it's fair to say 88 engagement for a build up is under. Yeah, engagement a little bit iffy, but yeah, he's alright. He can do a job for you. I think he's solid enough, but he's not amazing. And in the air, if your opponent's got big tall strikers, you might have a problem. Right, let's move on. Ooh, I'll try not to be biased. So Anthony Elanga. Face scan, which needs updating. Prolific winger, right wing forward. He can play right or left. He can play as a striker apparently, but he can't because his attacking awareness sucks. Where are my notes on this guy? My unbiased notes. So we've had a player of the week, Elanga, previously. That was a creative playmaker SS. Slightly better than this one overall, especially his passing was a lot better. The passing on this one is bad. He cannot pass the ball very well. He's a highlight that was slightly better overall as well. Not a massive difference with either of those cards. We've lost 4 points of attacking awareness. They've taken 4 points away from his attacking awareness. That is harsh. But down the left, otherwise, he's had a bit of a boost, to be fair. Even that passing, which still is bad. They boosted his defending, obviously. We've lost a bunch of his pace, but he's still quick. So fair enough, I guess. Had a bit of a boost to his kicking power and his physical contact. Happy days. That is about it. What have they done skill-wise? Skill-wise, they have... Where are my notes? They just disappeared. So they've not taken any away, they've just added some. So they've added cut behind and turn, first time shot, through passing, and gamesmanship. I'm not sure. I never know how to look at gamesmanship. Does that imply that he dives? I mean, he didn't dive. He literally just got fouled. Does that mean he gets the gamesmanship skill? I guess so. It's a good skill to have. Gets you some free kicks and pens. But yeah, we got some good skills overall. Through passing helps with his terrible passing stats. I guess there's another winger where, with that finishing attribute being reasonable, he's going to be more about scoring than creating, isn't he? You've got long range curl, long range shooting, first time shot, soul control, I like that one. Pinpoint crossing, but again, it's just going to improve his terrible crossing. Outside curl is handy. Yeah, he's just a winger where he's going to be quick, he's going to be decent on the ball, get him into shooting positions, could be decent. To be honest, I think Paixão's a bit better than this guy, but you do at least have the English League challenge you can use Elanga in, so that's a positive. What's Chet saying about Elanga then? Attack awareness is poor for a centre forward. Yeah, on this guy, very poor. Nowhere near high enough. Even mid-80s, I'll be a bit unsure, but 76, I'm not playing this guy up front, and the finishing is not great for a striker either, so not happening as a striker. For as a winger, though, for a winger, quick, decent on the ball, he can score the odd goal. it's a reasonable card. It's not the most exciting one. I'd like to think there'll be better versions, because if there are, I'll spin for them. Being two-footed helps. Like, yeah, he's somewhat two-footed. Yeah. Got the highlight one in the Rooney pack. It looks a lot better, but not trained him up fully yet. Yeah. Konami don't watch football. Your words, not mine. Well, actually, they are mine, because I've said that a million times myself. Why is everyone hyping the new Rooney? Don't know. Second centre forward position, not SS. What? He'll get better cards than this. Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, this is an alright card. It could be a handy one for the English League Challenge. Stick him on the left or the right wing, but I think he's better on the left. Come inside with a reasonable finish on him, but it's not going to be the best land card, as like a couple of you were saying there. Bit of pace, decent on the ball, could score the odd goal, but attack awareness is a little bit dodgy. Can't pass or cross to save his life. The balance isn't amazing. Stamina's not amazing. Could be a handy one for the English League Challenge, the fact he can play on either side, but beyond that, it's not the most amazing card. Certainly a decent enough one, could do a job for you, but I couldn't really say a great deal beyond that, to be honest, even as a Newcastle fan. Right. Okay, we've got an interesting one now. So we've got Carney Chukwuemeka. Got a face scan, creative playmaker. Okay, so this is a classic player of the week card. He's a creative playmaker who can't pass the ball very well. Yay! How useful. And you can't play him out wide. I mean, you sort of can. You can make him a wide centre mid or something, but yeah, I mean, if they're saying he played so well as a playmaker that he gets him player of the week, then could you not make him, capable of passing the ball? Maybe. Am I asking too much? I don't think so. Right, where's my notes? I think it's the first time I've had a version of Chukwuemeka. Yeah, it is. So it's the first time I've had a version of him. He's normally a centre midfielder orchestrator. They've changed it to an attacking midfielder, made him a creative playmaker. They've made him semi-proficient at SS, even though you can't make him fully proficient on these cards. So that's really helpful. Thanks for that, Konami. Weak foot accuracy's gone up. That's good, even though he doesn't use his weak foot very often. So they have nerfed him a bit on the ball. That's annoying. So he played so well as an attacking mid that he's not quite as good in the ball as he normally is. Still decent though. We have lost a bunch of points off his passing. So he's not just not good at passing. They've actually made him worse at passing than he normally is. I don't understand. I don't understand most of the things they did, to be honest. Like, what are they doing? What else they done? They have really boosted his finishing. Okay, so his finishing's up by about 20 points. Is that right? 20 points, yeah. Why is he a playmaker? Should he not be like a whole player? If they're going to make him worse at passing but way better at finishing, why is he a play? What? I don't understand. What's chat saying? Harry Maguire's coming. Awesome. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this guy. I feel like I didn't see the game, but if they're going to suggest that he was way better at shooting than he normally is and worse at passing, then why would they make him a playmaker? Make him a whole player or a classic 10 or something. That seems weird to me. I don't know. Anyway, what have they done with? Oh my god, they barely changed his defensive stats. Wow. So we've not had the regular defending boost that attacking players get. What's going on here? They've clearly just made an almighty mess of this card. Whoops. Nice boost to his pace and his physical contact. So that's good. What has happened to his skills? They've added a few. They've added cut behind and turn, first time shot, and fighting spirit. So, I mean, we've at least got the passing skills, one touch pass and through passing, even if the passing stats aren't good enough. Long range curling, first time shot, shooting skills to go with that big boost they put in his finishing attribute. That's good. Double touch cut behind, soul control's a nice one. Outside curl's a nice one. He's a super sub, always nice in an attacking player. Fighting spirit's always a nice one to have. Yeah, I don't know what to make of him really. I mean, how do you review an attacking midfielder, creative playmaker who can't pass the ball? I think they've just made a mess of this card, to be honest. I mean, there's a lot of decent attributes, but nothing's amazing. The finishing's pretty good, but playmakers aren't going to make that many forward runs. They're not very aggressive with their attacking runs, and there's no league challenge to use man apart from the kind of Champions League one. So passing, offensive awareness, and balance are pretty mid for Chukwuemeka. Mid is generous, Chepo. I mean, the balance is mid. Attacking awareness is, I mean, you could say mid. I guess it's not too bad. I'd like it to be a bit better, but yeah, the passing's the big letdown, isn't it? You can only play him down the middle. Yeah, exactly. It does. Like I just said, you can't play him anywhere else. Like if you could play this guy wide left, I think he could be really decent, you know? He's got a bit of pace about him. He's going to be decent on the ball. that finishing with long range curl and first line shot from the left wing could be decent. But at the end of the day, if he didn't play on the left in that game, I can understand them making him an AMF if that's where he played in the game. It's just, you can't, like, why would you nerf his passing to that point and give him really good finishing but then make him a playmaker? It just seems a bit weird to me. But yeah, super sub is nice. That's about it. Yeah, that's the gist of it, I think, isn't it? I mean, if you play manual, it can be really nice, to be fair. But yeah, this isn't a great one for me. If AMF playmaker who can't pass the ball is just an instant no for me. Lack of lead challenge. Yeah, if you play manual, could be pretty handy, could be decent. But I just think the overall combination of everything, the stats, the playing style, and everything else, for me, just doesn't really quite come together to make him particularly great. But there are some qualities there. You could find some way to get use out of him, maybe play manual, like I say. So yeah, overall, you know, not a terrible card. It's just I don't think it really works for me in any particular way. And there's only really one way you can use him, and he doesn't really work because he can't pass the ball. Right, who's next? Raspadori. Interesting. So, where's my notes on Raspadori? Because Raspadori is a left midfielder now, apparently. So he's normally an SS deep lying forward. I think he was a centre forward at one point. Or maybe they changed him to a centre forward for his card in the Italy pack. But yeah, this time they've made him a left midfielder and they've made him a whole player. Interestingly. Overall, he's pretty similar to his previous player of the week card, which was a left wing forward prolific winger. Overall ability pretty similar. Obviously a different role, different kind of profile. His highlights tend to be a little bit better on the ball, but they tend to not have as much speed because his speed has had a bit of a boost, I think. Yeah, they boost his speed, they boost his passing, they boost his kicking power, physical contact. They boosted his defending, of course. They've actually nerfed his ball control a bit. What's the point in doing that? That's a bit harsh. But yeah, this is like a decent one to me. I like the look of this card, actually. He's got a face scan, by the way, of course. Yeah, and also that whole player playing style will still be active at SS, his normal position, which is nice. So you've got a couple of positions where you can play him as a whole player, or you can play him as a left wing forward or a striker without an active playing style. Striker, I would say the awareness and finishing a bit iffy. Left wing forward, definitely do a job there. He's not amazing on the ball control type possession. It'd be nice if we can get all these into the 90s, but he's going to have, you know, the dribbling's pretty decent. And the ball control and type possession not too bad. The attacking awareness is good. 85 attacking awareness before your game plan boost for a whole player. Nice. Finishing's pretty decent. The passing, has he got through passing? He's got one touch and through. Okay, so the passing's alright for a wide man. He's got some pace, reasonable balance. Okay, so he's fully 2-footed as well. This looks like a nice card to me, actually. I quite like the look of this. Could be a real handy one for the Spanish League Challenge if you pick this up. What are you guys thinking of this guy? Too small. Harsh. Yeah, I quite like the look at this card. So what was I coming up to? I was coming up to the skills. Okay, that was what I was going to look at. So skill wise, they have added double touch, long range curler, one touch pass and through pass, and they're both new, and track back because obviously he plays for Diego Simeone now. So yeah, some decent skills there. Double touch, cut behind, long range curler when he's playing on the left as a right footer. Obviously a very valuable skill to have. Rising shot, yeah. First time shot, one touch pass, through passing. He's a super sub. I think this is a handy card, you know. It's not an amazing one. It's not a top level one, but I think this is a tidy card, especially as a super sub. But he's always going to feel pretty nimble on the ball. He's got pace. He's got some end product, especially with his finishing coming off that left flank. I think this guy is a left mid hole player. Or a left wing forward, and the playing style could be pretty handy. The passing might not be quite good enough for some people as an SS, but as a whole player in that position, I think he could be handy there as well. Got a bit of pace. Like I say, at a stretch, you could play him as a striker. He's got first time shot. I don't personally think anyone's finishing quite high enough, but if you're really desperate in any given week in the Spanish League Challenge, I think you can get away with him as a striker at a stretch. What are previous versions of this guy? Oh, I've already looked at that one, yeah. So it's high, yeah, it's high. So it's better highlights. It just kind of tend to be a bit better on the ball, but don't have as much speed. But obviously, this is a left mid version. I think it's a decent card. This. What are we thinking in chat? Reminds me of Correa at Atletico. Yeah, fair. Correa's kind of nimble little player. I've got a couple of player of the week versions of Correa. Shouldn't have been him. Alvarez got robbed. Yeah, we've had too many Alvarez cards. So a bit of variety, eh? I don't think I watched that game though, so I can't really comment. Hoping I get him seems decent for an inactive. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like I say, the playing style and your awareness and finishing a bit iffy, but he's got plenty of quality elsewhere. He could definitely get away with him as a striker. Can you compare him to Correa Player of the Week? Not really, not off the top of my head. Good because of utility. Yeah, he's got a few ways you can play him. Wide left or just behind the attack, and like Moose is saying, could be decent up front as well as stretch. I think it's a handy card, this. This might be one of the ones outside of Elanga, could be one of my targets from this pack, to be honest. I like the look of him. Spanish challenge through the middle or wide left could be handy. I think that's a decent one. It's certainly an interesting version of Raspadori. I prefer that playing style to the deep line forward, that's for sure. And you've got left midfield as an option now, so yeah. Not an amazing top level card by any means, but you can use him in one of the main league challenges, and I think there's some qualities there. 2-footed, super sub, some good skills. I think it's a pretty nice card on the whole. Not bad. And now we have Francesco Acerbi. So, got a face scan, build up centre back, and he's another player who seems to be just gradually getting quicker as he gets older. Or should I say more appealing when it comes to spending money, spinning coins for him. Yeah, where's my notes on Acerbi? There they are. So, slightly better than his 2 previous Player of the Weeks overall. Stats are shuffled around a little bit though. If you look at his better highlight cards, they tend to have a bit more on their core defensive attributes, but this guy's got a little bit more elsewhere. Like I say, he's quicker than he normally is. He's normally in the 60s, fully boosted on his pace. So yeah, it's an interesting one. They've slightly nerfed his defensive stats actually. He's had a boost, obviously, to his pace, to his stamina, a bit on his low pass, which is nice for a centre back, up to 80 before your game plan boost. And they've given him a really big boost to his dribbling. Did he go on a dribble? Did he? Did anyone see that game? Did he run it from the halfway line and score? What did he do? They put loads of points in his dribbling for some reason. Fair enough. But yeah, I think you got another centre back like Chalobah, where he's not going to be amazing in the air and he's not amazing overall, but he could be solid and do a job for you. Unwavering form, solid defensively, nice passing, strong physically, just not got an amazing leap on him. And even though they boosted his pace more than they normally do, still not particularly quick. What have they done skill wise to Acerbi? Anything? I'm not sure I've changed anything, have they? Is there anything different there? Through passing, is that new? I think through passing might be new. But in terms of the important ones, heading and aerial, man marking, searching, blocker, sliding, yeah. So you got all the skills you need for a centre back, and then you got through passing and weighted pass. He's going to have nice passing for a centre back. But yeah, like I say, not the quickest, not got an amazing jump on him. And yeah, they've nerfed him a bit defensively, but he's still strong enough defensively. What's chat saying? Moose is not impressed. No pace, yeah. This is who they gave me. I mean, he could do worse, I will say, I got the previous Player of the Week version of Acerbi on one of my accounts. And yes, he is slow as hell, but he's been fine. He can defend. He's been solid enough for me. And the Italian League Challenge, he's done a job for me on that account, so you can certainly do worse than him. 70 dribbling on him, cursed. No jumping, yeah, exactly. You got a Player of the Week from like 2 years ago. What's the pace? Like 50 something. All these pay-to-win cards we'll do until Ronaldo comes out. Cool. Goodish DCM. I mean, he's horrific on the ball. I don't know about that. The passing, though. I'll give you the passing. Hey, what's up, Dorito Rockman, dude? Life's been rough. Oh, mate. What was it this time? Not another rat. Yeah, doing a Player of the Week with you, mate. Doing a live one. Pace probably won't cut it anymore. Yeah, pace is becoming more important for centre backs for sure. Yeah, it's okay, but not the best. Exactly. Similar to Chalobah, right? I'll stick to my Marquinhos. Yeah, don't blame you. Better than this, I think. If actually dribbling with your defenders wasn't punished, him and Bastoni and Marquinhos would be amazing. Yeah, I think that's generally the deal with this guy. Like Moose just said, he's got some qualities. On the whole, he's a solid centre back, but few areas you like to be a bit better. The Italian League Challenge could come in and do a job for you when he's got form, but he is a bit on the slow side. He's not amazing in the air. The defensives aren't exactly amazing, but like I say, on the whole, unwavering form, Italian League Challenge, he's solid enough. He could definitely do a job for some people with just 1 or 2 slight concerns as well, so probably not the most exciting centre back for a lot of people. Rasmus. Where's my Rasmus notes? Right, so Rasmus Højlund, pretty similar to his previous Player of the Week. Pre-boost, but the boost makes this one better. Slightly different build though. Got a bit less pace on this one, but a bit more in other areas compared to that previous player of the week. The boost mainly on this one compared to that previous one on the heading and jumping. That's the story with this Højlund card, really, more than anything. It's pretty similar overall to his best highlight cards. Doesn't quite have the awareness or the acceleration compared to his best highlight cards, but again, the jumping and heading boosted on this one compared to those. That is the story with this card. That's where he's been boosted significantly. He's lost a bunch of his acceleration and a bit of his speed, but he gets the speed back when he's on A form, which is nice. Generous. Lost a bunch of his bounce as well, but yeah, it is the heading and the jumping that boosted the most. They made him significantly better in the air. And not just with his stats, because they've given him aerial superiority as well. So I've said, I think once or twice when I reviewed Højlund cards, that he's got that kind of profile. He's quite tall, 6'3", physically strong. If he was a bit better in the air, it could be pretty dangerous. And we've got a version of him now that is a bit better in the air. So yeah, got a face scan, of course, before I forget. Goal poacher. Goal poacher is not my favourite playing style if I'm spamming crosses, but yeah, I think this is a fairly tidy card. He's got a bit of everything. You know, he's got a bit of pace. The awareness does suck a little bit, but the finishing's decent. He could be worse on the ball. Physically very strong. He's got that bit more aerial ability this time. He's got some kicking power behind his shots. I think it's quite a lot to be said for this card. What else are they giving him apart from aerial superiority? Heading. Long range curler. Did he score a long range curler? Don't think he did. Maybe he did. Is Fighting Spirit new as well? Yes. Fighting Spirit as well. Oh, and before I forget, they boosted his defending. Awesome. They nerfed his set pieces. Apparently he was worse at free kicks in the game than he normally is. Okay. Yeah, that's about it for the boost and for the skills. So yeah, I think you've got quite an interesting version of Højlund here. So you got first time shot, of course, accurate finishing, got long range curls been thrown in, got heading and aerial been thrown in, Fighting Spirit. This is an interesting Højlund card. You know, he's still got a bit of pace. Yes, the awareness isn't brilliant, but the finishing's decent. He's a bit better in the air now. He's not going to be a monster in the air, but he's 6'3", over 80 jumping. Let me just check his. You guys, let me know what you think of him while I'm checking his vertical reach in the background on the hub. 275.5 pre-boost, or pre-game plan boost. That's with his A form boost. So when he's fully maxed out, fully kind of, you know, A form boosted and game plan boosted, 276.8. So he's not got an amazing vertical reach, but it's certainly good enough that it'll get on the end of some crosses for you. I think that's an interesting version of Højlund. Like I say, the one or two attributes I'd like to be a bit higher. I'd like a little bit more acceleration. I'd certainly like some more balance. I'd like a bit more attacking awareness, but I think for a guy with his physical profile, we've now got a bit of aerial ability as well, which I think is going to suit him quite well. He's going to be able to get on the end of things. He can score with his feet and his head. I think it's a decent Højlund card, to be fair. And is that the first Napoli version? So your first Højlund card, at least since he was at Atalanta, that you can use in the Italian League Challenge. That's an interesting one to me. What have we got in chat? What's everyone saying? 82 aggression, yeah. He's alright, but only good enough for the event. You still talking about Acerbi or about this guy? I think you're talking about Acerbi, weren't you? Seems neat, but why is he so aggressive? Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see the game. Did I? No, I don't think I did see the game. Acceleration is getting important. Needs to be in the late 80s for defense players. Yeah, maybe. Does he have track back? No. Yeah, I don't know why his aggression's so high. Attack awareness through a goal poacher. Yeah, that attack awareness is probably the one thing that lets him down, and maybe it's the balance as well. So he's certainly not perfect. Looks like Højlund light. Yeah, kinda. What else are we saying? Was he always that tall? No. I imagine when he was born he was a lot shorter, and he's probably grown at some point. Wish it was +1 physical contact. Yeah, so he can get up to that 90 mark. Although you wouldn't go, you're only going to get to 88 anyway, because it starts at 83. So you're not going to go +3 on that. You're only going to get to 88, so you need to be too high on that one if you wanted the 90 mark. I'm guessing he'll rush the defensive line. Yeah, he's always been good at pressing. Well, and I remember seeing him at Atalanta. He was so good at pressing and chasing things down and stuff. Welcome, Galaxy. Do you like new systems, spending coins, still always trying to get good players, though? Not sure what you mean. Ask me again later on. I'm just doing this review first. Rasmus was locked in a dungeon at United. Pressing monster. Yeah, he is done. Welcome, mate. His base card has track back. Oh, they're taking it away, have they? That's interesting if they have. Yeah, I think it's a decent one. It's a shame he's not got a bit more attacking awareness, and he's one of these guys who's lacking in balance, but he is a big, strong guy. You kind of expect that for most big, strong guys. The fact they made him a bit better in the air, I think, just makes it a pretty interesting version of Højlund. It's not an amazing card, like I say. 1-2 attributes I like to be a little bit higher, but with the profile he's got being better in the air, especially with the skills they've given him to back up his aerial ability and long range curler. The best Højlund card? Perhaps not, but I think it's a pretty interesting one. You can use him in the Talent League Challenge. I think all things considered, that's a pretty interesting one. It's not a perfect one, like I say, one or two weak points, but could be an interesting one. It could well be pretty decent for quite a few people. Martin Ødegaard from Arsenal. Right. So, normally an attacking midfielder and a creative playmaker. They made him a centre midfielder and a box-to-box. And that is what they did on a previous Champions League Player of the Week card, which is also a centre midfielder box-to-box. And is basically really, really similar to this one. That, like, if you got that previous Champions League version of Ødegaard, it's not a lot of difference, really. There's a few stats a little bit higher, a little bit lower. But same play style, same position, really similar. Not a lot of difference. He's got his face guard, he's got a booster, which is, what is it, passing? That's passing, isn't it? Yeah, passing. He's already got nice passing, so he's got really nice passing. I think it's just another classic card where he's not a centre mid, he's an attacking mid. He's a really good one. I wouldn't be playing a player like Ødegaard as a centre mid. Sure, he's got a play style that'll be working there, but can he defend? Is he strong physically? Has he got any defensive skills? No. I think he's definitely still going to be a best as an attacking mid. So yeah, we've had 1 or 2 other Player of the Week cards that are pretty similar overall. So it's not the best version of him Player of the Week wise, but it's certainly up there with the better ones. It's about as good as any highlight we've had of Ødegaard as a centre midfielder. But we've had 1 or 2 highlights that are a bit better than this one overall as an attacking midfielder, albeit that's mainly just the on-the-ball attributes being higher. He's got a different build to GP card because obviously they've changed him to a centre midfielder. So we've lost 1 or 2 points down the left-hand side, but not too many, and we're still good enough down that left. But we've had a boost down the middle, we've had a boost down the right. So overall, I think what we're looking at, as long as you're not too bothered about the playstyle situation, I think in terms of the overall ability and all the stats, this is a good Ødegaard card. I think it's a good one. Skill-wise, we've lost, as far as I can see, Sombrero, cut behind and turn, and no-look pass. I think those are the 3 we've lost. And we've gained soul control. Nice. One-touch pass. Nice. And Frightening Spirit. Of course, everyone gets Frightening Spirit. I think this is a nice version of Ødegaard. For those of you, I've never really used an Ødegaard card a great deal. But for those of you who've got Ødegaard cards who are fans of this guy, correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know your thoughts on this guy. But this, to me, looks like a really nice card. This looks like a really good Ødegaard card. Centre midfield, like I say, I don't fancy him there. But as an attacking midfielder, granted, not active playing style, but I've never had a problem with that for myself. Attacking modes from an attacking mid is good. On the ball, pretty good. Passing, fantastic. Finishing, decent. He's got a bit more pace than he normally has. A little bit of kicking power. He's not as weak as he can be. The balance is good. The stamina is good. Some good skills there as well. I think the only thing he's missing really is a long range curler skill, to be honest. But this looks like a good card to me. What are we saying? The completely unbiased Moose says it's the best card of the pack. End the video there, then and there. Got Rafa Silva from the Turkish League back. How does the momentum dribbling work? It makes them better at dribbling. Fantastic card. Yeah, it's good, isn't it? And it does. Welcome in, by the way, Just Fact, and welcome in Spills as well. Just in time for Ødegaard. How's it going, man? Yeah, this is like a really good card to me as an attacking mid. I like the look of him. He's okay if you don't have an Ødegaard card. Gets knocked off the ball a bit, does he? Yeah, he's not the strongest. I'm sure his physical contact doesn't tend to be that high normally, though. I think that boosted that a bit. Wish he was an orchestrator, but he did play as a box-to-box. Yeah. Thing is, it just depends with midfielders. It's always different for everyone because we've all got a different kind of setup with our midfield, the kind of shape we got. You know, some people have a flat kind of 4-man midfield. I usually do something like that with my 4-4-2. Some have a diamond. Some do 4-3-3. You can't give this guy any real amount of defensive responsibility. Like, yeah, sure, he could be worse defensively, but how much worse? You know, he's not great defensively. He's not strong physically. He's got no defensive skills. Do you want him deep in the midfield? I wouldn't. But like I say, if someone who works for you quite deep in the midfield, fair enough. But yeah, I think you're going to get a lot more value from him, in my opinion, as an attacking midfielder, as long as you don't mind the lack of playing style. I think it looks like a very good attacking mid. Do you think if you have more than 3 players from the one player, they merge into the most highest rated player you can get instead of getting more? No. I can't believe he's 27. Remember him being super young at Madrid. Yeah, he's been around forever, Ødegaard. No double touch. Yeah. I mean, he doesn't normally have that, does he? I don't think I've taken that away. Box to box without interception is crap. Yeah, that's what I mean, right? Box to box centre mid, you need certain strengths and certain skills. So I think he's definitely an attacking mid. He's a nice attacking mid, exactly, Andy. So yeah, for me, centre midfielder, not convinced, but as an attacking mid, that to me looks like a very good version of Ødegaard. As long as you don't mind the lack of playing style, can be a very handy one to pick up. Who's next? I only got 2 left. Oh, yay. I've waited so long for an Mbappé Player of the Week card. Hooray! Got a face scan, surprisingly enough. Yeah, we got another Mbappé card. He's quick. He's got good awareness and finishing. He's good on the ball. Yeah, it's Mbappé. Hooray! Exciting. But he's got long range curler. He doesn't always have that. Nice addition. What else have they done with him? Oh, they give him long range shooting as well, have they? Long range curler, long range shooting both, and fighting spirit. Okay, so that is a bit of an upgrade on some versions of Mbappé, to be fair. Apart from that, the usual skills, first time shot, acrobatic finishing. And yeah, really just a kind of an Mbappé card. He's on par. You look at the overall ability, he's pretty much on a par with most of his Player of the Week cards and most of his free highlight cards. Obviously, we've had Legend and Showtime ones, which are better. Been boosted on the ball, bit of a boost to his kicking power and his stamina as well. Lost 2 points off his finishing. He's lost 6 points of his acceleration and 4 points off his balance. I mean, you can afford to lose a couple of points off finishing and a few off acceleration, but a bit of a shame they've nerfed his balance. But yeah, it's just another Mbappé card, isn't it? What can you really say? Pretty nice on the ball. Nice skill additions. I mean, I'd say one thing actually. If you're going to play Mbappé wide left, again, granted he won't have an active playing style. If you're playing wide left, obviously he's got the pace. The awareness and finishing are outstanding for a wide man. On the ball, he's looking good as well for a wide man. Long range curler when he comes off that left flank. Wide left or centre forward, it is a good version of Mbappé, that's to be fair. So, yeah, it's hard to get excited when you see an Mbappé card pop up because it's all about the same in terms of ability. But I think with the skills and everything, it is a pretty good version of him. What's chat saying? No way Mbappé, I know, right? Shocking. How many we had now? Must have. Do you reckon we're into 3 figures yet? Feels like it. Who is he? Good question. Never heard of him. Yeah, another Mbappé. Is that right? Welcome in, Lost Dreams. Yeah. This is it's a good Mbappé, but like I say, on the plus side, great Mbappé card. On the downside, just another Mbappé card. So what more do you need to say? I'm bored of reviewing Mbappé. This one's a bit more interesting. We've got Gonçalo Ramos from Mbappe's former club, PSG. So we've got a booster as well. Let's go straight for the booster. What does that give you? Awareness, pace, stamina. What the hell is that? Off the ball. He's got the off the ball booster. Fair enough. Got a pace scan as well, of course. Inconsistent form. It's a bit harsh. He very rarely even plays. Okay, Ramos. Where are my Ramos notes? There they are. So, as far as I can see, this is just about the best version we've had of Ramos. It's a bit better than his best player of the week and highlight cards previously. So yeah, on the whole, overall ability-wise, yeah, it's like about as good as we had of Ramos, maybe the best we've had. He's had a bit of a boost around, really. He's had a nice boost with physical contact, a big boost with his physical contact. That's nice. He's lost 1 point off his acceleration, but he gets that back when he's on A form. Hooray! He's lost a few points off his balance and his stamina. That's harsh. Do they really need to do that? I guess. Skill-wise, it looks like we've lost heel trick. I like heel trick. Why did they take that away? That's annoying. They've taken rising shots away as well. That's fine. I don't like rising shots, but heel trick's a nice one. It's a bit of a shame. But similar to Mbappé, it was the same as Mbappé really. We've gained long range curler, long range shooting, fighting spirit. Did he score a long range curler? Did he score with a long range shot? This is the Barcelona match, right? Where he was a close range finish with his left foot. Like with his instep. Why has he got long range curler, long range shooting? What did I miss? Have I forgotten something? But I guess that makes people more inclined to spin for him, right? Is what? Yeah, it was a tap-in, right? I mean, it was a good finish, but it was like a low ball across the box, and he just like side-footed in the bottom corner with his left foot. They're giving him long range curler, long range shooting. Anyone? I don't understand. His balance look nerfed. Yeah, Mbappe's balance was nerfed a bit, wasn't it? On eFootball, there are 2 pages of Lewandowski cards. Damn. There's got to be more Mbappe than Lewandowski, isn't there? Only decent Mbappe from the Player of the Week was the whole player one. Controversial. Only 24. Yeah, still only 24. Yeah, it feels like he's been around a while, doesn't it? I think he's quite young when he burst onto the scene, though. This is the best Player of the Week or highlight, definitely, of him. Yeah, it is, I think, as far as I can see. Inside the box is a long range shot now, yeah. And if you side put it in the bottom corner, apparently that's a long range curler as well. I don't know. But yeah, this is a good card though. When he's not on A form, his attacking awareness, it would be nice if he was a little bit higher so he could hit the 90 mark, but it's still decent enough. Finishing's good. He's not amazing on the ball, but yeah, the pace isn't amazing actually when he's not on A form. Yeah, I think this is one of these cards where when he's not on A form, he doesn't look that exciting. I'd like a bit more balance. I'd like a bit more pace. Maybe he's 1 or 2 more points down the left. But when he's on A form, pretty nice. Pretty nice. Yeah. Goal poacher with some decent physical contact. Very decent physical contact. A pretty good skill set. But there are negatives. For example, when he's not on A form, he's not that amazing. He's only got inconsistent form. There's no league challenge for him apart from the Champions League one. So there's a few negatives there with him. Especially when he's not on A form. It's not that exciting to me. But when he's on A form especially, if that Champions League challenge pops up, the skills they're giving him can be very decent, very usable, but there are a few negatives with him. So yeah, he scored a long range curler in the warm-up before the game. Maybe that's what it probably is, that, isn't it, to be fair? Would you like a Voltamada card? I would like a Voltamada card rather than a Ramos card, yeah. Yes, I would like a Voltamada card, but yeah. As for this Ramos card, yeah, not on A form. There are quite a few negatives, probably too many for me. It's not the most exciting, but when he's on A form, pretty decent. It's the best Ramos card I think we've had, so yeah. In some ways, pretty good card that, but there are some negatives with him as well. So what are we thinking overall? What do we think of this pack? What's our summary going to be for this Champions League Player of the Week pack? I think it's all right, but I think for a Champions League Player of the Week pack, it's a little bit underwhelming for me. Obviously, the Mbappe card's great. Ramos card, when he's on A form, pretty good. Just limited use for him. Højlund, 1 or 2 slight weaknesses there, but it is an interesting one. Certainly, if you want a Højlund card, it's going to get in the end of crosses for you. It could be a nice version for you. It could be very effective. Ødegaard, if you don't mind the lack of playing style, could be a great attacking mid. I'm not convinced as a centre mid. I think Raspadori is one of the more interesting ones. I think that's like a pretty tidy one left midfield, or just off the attack as an SS, or in attack as a centre forward. I think that's a pretty tidy card, that. Acerbi, slow, decent otherwise. Elanga, yeah, decent winger. Chalobah, similar to Acerbi, really. He's going to be shocking in the air. Apart from that, pretty solid, but not most exciting. Chukwuemeka, attacking mid, creative playmaker who can't pass the ball. Igor Paixão, I felt like chat was a little bit unimpressed by him, but I think he looks alright. It's just a shame there's no league challenge for him, really. And then Çakır, for the lowest rated player in the pack, he's not too bad. He's a solid enough goalie, especially for the Turkish League Challenge, but he's not amazing. Those are my thoughts in summary. What's chat saying? Welcome in, Uday. They're going to milk a Voltamada Showtime. I hope they do. Chat's not saying much. I don't think chat's that impressed. So, yeah, those are my thoughts. I think that's a slightly underwhelming pack for a Champions League Player of the Week pack. To be fair, after the last round of fixtures, the one that this pack's based on, I was saying I don't think it's going to be the most exciting pack. I was looking at what players might be in, and I was thinking, I'm not sure this is going to be the most amazing pack, and it's not. So there are some good ones. Moose is saying 6 out of 10. I think that's fair. Defenders are terrible. That's harsh. They're not terrible. They're not amazing. They're fairly mid, I would say. Midfielders and wide forwards save it. Yeah. Paixão looks okay, but need creative playmaker, attacking mid or right wing. Yeah, you could do with 1 or 2 more positions. Ødegaard or the left mid. Yeah, Ødegaard's good. There's a few good ones in there, to be fair. It's not a bad pack. I just feel like it could be a bit better, a bit more exciting. But like I say, I'm not sure how exciting it could have been based on that last round of fixtures. So yeah, not the best one, but there are some decent ones in there. Very mid, says Amir. Also, no point collecting these other than if you like the players personally. Selection contract should be permanent. Yes, I agree, Mars. 100%. 100%, especially because there's a Newcastle player in there. So yeah, it's annoying, you know, treasure hunt, noughts and crosses, tic tac, whatever that thing was called. They bring that in, everyone says, oh, this is great, and then they take it away. They bring in selection contracts for Player of the Week, and everyone says, this is great, we've waited forever for this, and they take it away. I don't know. Anyway, it's not a bad pack, that, but I feel like it could have been better, but there we go. So if you're watching this later on YouTube, thank you for watching. There's more pack reviews to come. Maybe on to more live streams. I hope you found this useful. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.